Lesson number 7, connected pronouns. In this lesson, we're going to talk about some grammar rules regarding connected pronouns. In the previous lesson, we went through the different types of connected pronouns and examples from the Quran. The connected pronouns were hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, and so on and so on, and ya, and ni, and also na. So here we want to identify, so there's a couple of ayat or 3 ayat which I've written down over here. The first one is لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٌ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. Of course I haven't put a reference because it comes so much in the Quran. So here we can see that ha is the connected pronoun. It's on the word تحتها, which means under. We haven't covered the word yet, but we'll do it in one of the next lessons. But it has the connected pronoun ha, which is the female singular. And what we mentioned is that the female singular can be pointed towards a non-human object as well. So here is pointing towards Jannat. Remember, whenever you have a connected pronoun, it is always pointing towards something else. So it's pointing towards something which has been referred prior to that in the sentence, or it could be referring to you, because ka means you, and ki means you for female, and kum means you plural. So it could be referring to you, it could be referring to a person in the story. This happens a lot in the Qasasun Nabiyyin, it happens a lot in the stories of the prophets in the Quran. So here we can see lahum jannatun tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. So for them, and lahum is a connected pronoun. That is referring to believers, yeah, in some context. So for the believers, for them, the believers, Jannat are gardens under which rivers flow. So the word order is the rivers are flowing like this, okay? But the ha is referring back to Jannat, meaning what is it that under the rivers flow? Where do the rivers flow? They flow under the gardens, yeah? Tahtiha, under the gardens. So remember, al-dhamir, a connected pronoun, mutasila, is always referring back to something else. Let's go to Surah number 18, verse number 1, which is Surah Al-Kahf. We have the famous ayah, which you should be reading on Fridays. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب. Okay, so we can add the word al-kitab here. This is a common word which we haven't covered yet. Al-kitab, عبده الكتاب. So here we have abdihi, his slave. All praise be to Allah, the one who revealed on his slave the book. Revealed on his slave the book. So whose slave is being referred to? Abdi. First of all, this is on Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the abd. But whose abd is he? Whose servant and slave is he? His slave, yani Allah's slave. So he is referring back to Allah here, because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his slave, and of course all of us are too. And that brings us to the next ayah, because in the famous ayah of Ayatul Kursi, which is Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah number 2, verse number 255, we have, for example, يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ. Yeah? يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ. He knows everything which is in front of them and behind them. Yes, meaning he encompasses everything in knowledge. Now, the interesting thing about the Ayatul Kursi is that him is referring to all mankind. Him, remember, is hum, khalfahum. Now, this is a perfect example. In this word, we have him, but this word we have khalfahum. What's the difference between him and hum? Those who are on the course, on the advanced course, so click the link in the description and you can enroll on that course, they would have already learned the difference between him and hum. And the difference here is because it's sakin. That's something which hasn't been referred to in the course actually. In the course we refer to the kasra. But here even the kasra before and the sakin. So this is referred to that. And we change it into him instead of hum. Because this has a fatha or a dhamma, if it's a dhamma, then hum will stay hum as it is. Now on the course we cover many more things, many more examples, how they specifically relate to the Quran, some grammar rules. So of course if you're interested in understanding more about how these words relate to the Quran specifically, definitely enroll into the course, inshallah.